case whatsoever. The problems that they had with the current status quo was gathered from first and second speakers' points. The problem was, number one, there was no curiosity within this society, and number two, the kids can. I'll settle that later, Mr. Speaker. But firstly, let's clarify the case. To make it simple, is as if they're setting this case in a place where nudity in arts is something new. It's something that is new and not a lot of people know about it, not a lot of people have a stance about it. So they're going to impose this motion to make sure that we know what the people what the people want, and we can act on it, Speaker. Problem is, we're not in that kind of stage and time. We are in the 21st century when unity in art is well known, when unity in art and everything about unity in art, people have their own stances about it. And the stances within our community, the community that we are characterizing, is conservative, and they do believe that unity in art shouldn't be there. Therefore, follow what they want to say, and therefore get rid of the motion. Okay. So today, what is the problem? What is the problem that they brought up from the status quo? Number one, curiosity. We told you, Mr. Speaker, curiosity don't only come from nudity in art. So you can come up from curiosity from any other thing, Mr. Speaker. Number two, they talk about how these kids can learn. Right? All of us have already told you that kids can learn from other views. Number one, you can learn from your parents. Number two, you can learn from your teachers. I mean, you don't need to impose onto them these things that they should not be imposed to, Mr. Speaker. Three issues in today's debate. Number one, is society okay with this? Number two, will this be beneficial for the parents and for the children? And number three, can they choose in the first place if they are against unity in arts at the end of the day, Mr. Speaker? So, number one, is society okay with this? No. Let's pretend we're talking about Malaysia or Saudi Arabia, or one of those really, really conservative countries, because they never came up with any parameter and everything. So, let's take advantage of that. So, we know that these countries are accepted as conservative and religious. These countries are accepted as the type of countries that don't accept the fact that unity in arts is okay. So it speaks for itself. Being conservative and being religious says that the society in itself doesn't want unity in arts. So is society okay with it? No. If society is not okay with it, should we ban it or not? Yes, we should. Yes, we should, Mr. Speaker. In the end, outgoing 0-1. 1-0. Okay. Issue number two. Will this be beneficial? We tell you, Mr. Speaker, that no, it won't be beneficial to parents. Why? Because I have already proven to you in my point. This will increase the burden onto the parents. Why? Because they have two conflicting messages coming from the government and from the parents. So what the government is saying is that unity is okay, as long as it's in the name of us. And what the parents are saying is unity is not okay, you should keep your clothes on, whatever, Mr. Speaker. And that's number one. Number two, what about the children? Please, we have parents, we have teachers for them to be taught from. We have parents, we have teachers for them to learn from. We don't need this motion in order to teach these children, Mr. Speaker. Third issue is about whether or not they can choose. Superficially, it's a good idea. You know, if you don't want to do this, if you don't like it, then yeah, don't do it. Don't watch this, all this nudity and everything. Problem is, Mr. Speaker, we have already recharacterized to you. Arts is everywhere. Under their definition, arts is everything. Arts is everything. On the billboards, on the advertisements, in the TV, in the songs, everything. So, Mr. Speaker, if it's that way, then what they are proposing to these people who are against arts or who are against nudity in arts will have to stay in that house, in a confined space, forever and ever. Why? Because this arts will never be in their way, Mr. Speaker. So, what does it show to you? It shows to you that at the end of the day, that idea of how if you don't want to do this, then don't do it, cannot be proven in this case. Why? Because arts is everywhere. Simple. Okay. Mr. Speaker, at the end of the day, the society doesn't want it. We already have proven to you that the society don't want